2 years ago, I was sitting at a modest 6,000 subscribers, but today I am pushing well over 120,000. I also successfully launched a weekly video podcast during that time that reliably pulls in tens of thousands of views every single month. It is just me in a room with no editor and no film crew. And believe me when I say that running a channel like this is a full-time job. The good news is that you do not need a massive team to produce high-quality content that actually grows your audience. You simply need a handful of smart workflows, unwavering consistency, and the right digital tools to make it feel like you hired a pro. So today, I want to walk you through the exact setup and habits that allow me to function as a successful solo creator. I am going to show you how to record with the edit already in mind, how to build a repeatable editing flow, and how AI tools can multiply your output. We will also compare a few tools I have used because some are great for recording, but they do not replace an all-in-one clip generator like Vizard. Let us start with a truth bomb. Consistency is the absolute engine of growth for any content channel. I truly wish I had taken that concept seriously years earlier, because once I started posting regularly, my growth started compounding. You need to treat publishing like a muscle that you train every single week to get stronger and better. The best time to have started was 5 years ago, but the second best time is undoubtedly right now. You can start with the phone in your pocket and some decent lighting, as you do not need to spend thousands on professional gear to begin. Good lighting and a clean audio setup will go a very long way toward making your production quality stand out. Next, you need to niche down, because if you want people to subscribe and stick around, you must speak to the same audience consistently. Pick the core topic you are obsessed with, whether it is business, travel, or technology, and stay committed to that theme. When you keep your focus tight, your algorithm signals get much stronger, and your subscriber conversions will improve dramatically. Now, let us talk about the workflow. And for me, the single biggest time saver is recording with the edit in mind. That means thinking about your visuals while you talk, like cueing screen shares or rolling clips, so editing is mostly assembly. When you do it this way, all the tedious syncing, hunting for lost timestamps, and guesswork completely disappears. I do a lot of my recording using platforms that provide high-quality local recordings and features like built-in screen sharing. These tools are fantastic at capturing everything in high definition, but they do not solve the long-form to short-form problem. This is exactly where an extra layer, like an AI-first clip tool, becomes your secret magic multiplier for growth. Here is the practical flow I use. I record the full episode using picture-in-picture, so every demo is already captured. That means when I finally hop into editing, the B-roll and screen grabs are already in the right place, saving me hours of work. Once recording is done, I upload the master file to Vizard to let its smart auto-editing feature do the heavy lifting. It scans my long-form content, identifies the moments most likely to perform well as short clips, and makes them ready to post. It is not just slicing by silence, but actually looking for energy shifts, highlights, and those specific mic drop moments. Why is that important? Because as a solo creator, you are wearing every hat, from host to editor, and you do not have time to waste. Vizard takes a long episode and automatically surfaces the absolute best clips, which is like having an assistant with great instincts. Compare that to other tools. Some recording platforms are great for capture, but they fail when it comes to mass-producing optimized shorts. This is where Vizard sits differently, because its three core strengths are built entirely around the problems we actually face. Its auto-editing feature picks the viral moments. The auto-schedule lets you set a cadence, and the calendar keeps everything organized. That means no more logging into 5 different apps at midnight just to post a single reel for your audience. Beyond time savings, Vizard plays nice with your existing process, letting you upload high-quality local files for the best results. It auto-generates captions, which is super important since most people scroll through their feeds with the sound turned off. The result is consistently branded, platform-ready content that you did not have to manually chop up one by one. Another huge efficiency comes from transcripts and chapter markers that make your long-form content much easier to navigate. You can also use the auto-generated chapter markers as YouTube timestamps, so your viewers can jump right to the parts they want. For solo creators who want to be everywhere, repurposing is the ultimate name of the game for scaling your reach. One long episode should become a handful of shorts, a few clips for social media, and highlights for your other channels. With Vizard, you can create all of these variants in minutes and adjust the captions and aspect ratios without starting from scratch. Hiring an editor to do all this work would cost you a fortune and slow down your creative turnaround time significantly. Vizard is designed to fit solo creators and small teams. giving you pipeline automation without breaking the bank. A few tactical tips that will make any workflow faster. Record in short intentional segments when you possibly can. Use picture-in-picture for demos, because if you are showing a walkthrough, that footage saves you tons of editing time later. Keep a consistent intro and outro that you can quickly trim to, as repeating the same phrasing makes auto-trimming much cleaner. Finally, set a posting rhythm you can actually keep, and then use auto-schedule to keep your channels active while life gets busy. To wrap up, if you are a solo creator, the 3 pillars are consistency, focus, and workflow automation. Record with the edit in mind so your footage is usable out of the gate, and use high-quality capture tools to keep visuals intact. Then, let Vizard do the heavy lifting of discovering the best clips and scheduling them out so you can be everywhere without burnout. If you want to see how I turned a weekly podcast into a steady stream of shorts, I have linked some examples in the description. Also, if you are curious about gear upgrades that are actually worth the money, I have a separate breakdown you can check out. Drop a comment below if you want me to walk through a real episode live and show Vizard turning it into a week of content. Thanks for watching and for supporting independent creators. So keep creating, stay consistent, and use the right tools to scale your time. We cannot wait to see what you make, and I will see you in the next one.